Otherwise, I entertain a motion to approve the agenda as printed.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion Amy, second by Krieger, to approve the agenda as printed, with the exception of that one item removed. All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. That'll take us to public comment. Anyone wishing to speak will state their name and address for the record. After they are acknowledged by the board chair, each person will be limited to 2 minutes to make his or her remarks. Speakers will address all comments to the board as a whole and not one individual commissioner. The board may not take action on an item presented during the public comment period unless the item is already on the agenda for action. When appropriate, the board may refer inquiries and item follow-up during the public comment period to the county administrator for follow-up. Public comment. Public comment?
So when you come up here?
Yes.
Okay. Good evening, my name is Matt Senna, I'm 2519 Stony Creek Drive. Here representing myself and many hundreds of other residents here at the East Side Corridor Project. At the last meeting, I stressed the importance of 29th Avenue as not being a very good plan for residents out in the east end of town. It's not fair. I firmly believe that it has no precedence in Owatonna and places undue hardship on the neighborhoods on this route. On the west side, the Owatonna State School served as the western border of the city for decades prior to Interstate 35. The first section of 35 was opened by Medford in 1958, with the section by Owatonna no doubt opening in the late 50s and early 60s. In other words, the owners chose to build by the freeway. On the south side, it took 30 years for the residential development from School Street to finally reach the fairgrounds on Park Street in the late 40s. A quick search on Google Earth shows that the closest residential home in the close proximity of Highway 14 dates from 2000. So any residential building in the area has occurred since that time. Highway 218 predates any homes built along that stretch of freeway. People chose to build close to the road. On the north side, 26th Street was a busy street since the connection to Kenyon was made. In 1991, there was Good Shepherd Church, Grace Baptist, and a few houses bordering on 3rd Avenue. There were primarily fields to the north and south of 26th Street at the time. There are sure houses out there now. I'm sorry, there were fields to the north and south. There's houses out there now, all of whom made the choice to build next to the busy thoroughfare. Now for the East Side Corridor, current roadway does not exist at 29th. And now 45, 55 mile an hour highways being planned within 100 foot or less of children's bedrooms in a residential neighborhood. It was supposed to be on 34th Avenue, a half mile east. That is why it's not fair. Owatonna has no prior precedence of residential disruption of this magnitude. And that is why there's an ever-growing organization of citizens against 29th Avenue. East side expansion is needed, while we are being treated unfairly, and we ask that the 34th Avenue option, the only sensible option, is chosen as a path to move forward on. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. Anyone else?
Melissa Zimmerman, 2525 Stony Creek Drive. Elected officials frequently compare the East Side Corridor to 26th Street. Let's look at how they were similar. Both were once non-existent roads that needed to be constructed. 26th Street was 6/10 to just over a mile from residents, just like 34th Avenue. I imagine skeptics also said no one will ever use that road. It's so far out there about 26th Street. Now let's discuss the differences. 26th Street was built hundreds of feet away from the nearest farmhouse, not in a shared right-of-way like 29th Avenue. Safety. The first structure, Grace Baptist Church, encroached on 26th Street in 1974, followed by the first home in 77 and the first business in 79. Then, a quiet road with limited traffic. 34th Avenue may face a similar scenario with limited usage initially, but look at 26th Street today. Even in 1991, 26th Street only had 3 houses, a church, and 1 small business, demonstrating the forward-thinking approach of avoiding significant residential encroachment while facilitating connectivity to major thoroughfares like I-35. The first subdivision to the north of 26th Street emerged 20 years after the first structure, gradually encroaching on the road from the north. By By 2003, subdivisions were expanding with the less desirable lots adjacent to 26th Street remaining. You can see how the town has grown over the last 50 years. This proactive planning is crucial for gradual planned growth, emphasizing the importance of forethought. Contrary to 26th Street's well-thought-out development and today's significant traffic, 29th Avenue represents a more impulsive and short-sighted approach, ignoring residents' input for the last 30 years. 26th Street was planned to meet today's needs, 50 years of encroachment. 29th Avenue is building to the past in a space the city already used. 29th and 26th Street are not the same. Midnight is explicit. Encroachment on residents is dangerous and must be avoided. 29th Avenue was the 26th Street 30 years ago, but today the landscape has changed and the opportunity was missed. 34th Avenue and 26th are nearly identical. Hurry before we lose the opportunity again. Protect the residents. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. Anyone else? Any other public comment? If not, public comment is closed. I'll take us to correspondence. You have a letter from the city of Owatonna in your packet there. Piece of property